with some flowers. One thing, as I mentioned earlier, is that nobody survives this career alone. And I know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that Carl wouldn't be here today if he didn't have the support at home, somebody to take care of him and keep him between the curves, so to speak. So thank you very much. Hi, Carl, you can have a seat. This is, you can have a seat, and this is where it gets really interesting. So I've got a list here, and of people that want to speak. So we'll get Bonnie Armstrong. Come on up. The floor is yours. You can take it virtually anywhere you want to go, and I know there'll be a number of other people that may have some stories they want to share, so if you'll just kind of get ready.
I've already been given my orders to make it very, very short, so I will. You know, you meet a lot of people in your life, but I can tell you the exact day I met Carl Coates, and that was February 9th of 2000. It stands out in my mind because that was the day that everything changed. And I met you, and bless his heart, he gave me a Grapevine PD. I'm going to go short. He gave me a Grapevine PD business card. Well, unfortunately for him, it was purple, and it stood out in the stack of cards I got that day. So I called Carl because he said, if there's anything you need, please let us know. Well, I needed a lot of things, and so I called him, and he stepped right up to the plate, and he changed the Shake and Baby Alliance from where we were going to where we are today. And without you, it wouldn't be what it is today. So I really do appreciate that. And I have a whole lot of other stories, but he won't let me tell them, so I have to get off. Yeah, I'll tell you.
Carl and I started working together in 2002, working crimes against children, and it was pretty easy on me to start with. He'd give me some CPS cases to work, and I'd start working that. And after a while, though, he started giving me these things called forensic interviews and sending me to care team exams. I was like, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I went, I showed up, introduced myself, told them why I was there, and almost without fail, the response I would get would be, "Where's Carl?" After I got over my feelings being hurt, I realized that Carl was special, and people loved Carl, but they loved Carl because they knew the cases would be worked. They knew that their efforts would not be wasted, and they knew that the victim would be protected. Like Captain Hudson said, working with Carl, you learned a whole new vocabulary. I learned a lot of new technical terms. The brain housing group he mentioned already. Some other ones were boxed in like a turtle. And my personal favorite was always Goonie Goo Goo. Still don't know what that means. Working with Carl had to do a lot of things that no human being should ever have to do. He had a tough job, tough cases, and things he still won't talk to me about. But cases we worked together took us to Oklahoma, Arkansas. We even got sued together. So I'll never forget. I know he'll never forget the names that of some of the people we put in jail.
Bearded clam.
The bearded clam.
Wooly Bully.
Wooly. That's William Woolley. Roy Hearn. But one of the things he taught me, probably the most important thing he taught me, was the most important name was the name of the victim that we worked for. And that's who Carl worked for. Names like Dylan and Quentin and Rachel. Carl, it was a pleasure, it was an honor. I appreciate you taking me along on the ride with you. And Godspeed, man.
Real quick, I want to say something about Richard here. It's probably the first time that Tyler and Denise knew that your name was Richard, because I call you Weber, Tyler calls you Weber, Denise calls you Weber. Before Thursday evening, before I met with the chief to, talk about my retirement, Denise was like, do you think you need to call Weber? So Thursday night before I came in on Friday, I called Weber to let him know that I was going to be retiring, and I shamed this man into working child abuse. He had a daughter at the time. How old was she? 10, 11? And I shamed him into it. I said, if something happened to your daughter, how would you want the case worked? And that's how I shamed him into it, because he wanted the best person to be able to do that. I knew it. He was working property crimes and stuff, but I knew that he had the detail and he had the heart to be able to do it. And for that, I say thank you.
All right, anybody else? This is a great opportunity. Don't let it slip away.
Chief,
Yes, sir.
I'll try to make this easy. As recently retiring myself, it's a great honor to do what so many of us do. It scars you. It gives you a lot of joy and pleasure and honor to wear a badge. All the years of doing everything that you do to help the victims that we serve, to fight for those that do not have a voice, that do not have hope and all that, is a tough thing to do. Carl's done it with honor, with dignity, with integrity. That just because he's my older brother doesn't mean that he's the best of everything, but so many times because of his experience, his knowledge, his reputation, I've called him. There's come to child abuse cases. As a supervisor over our investigation division where I come from, I worked my very first shaken baby type case. Well, who are you gonna call? So I called him. We talked about it. He walked me through it. But from the family side of it, from his Marine Corps days to his law enforcement days back to Cook County, watching him serve with integrity means the world to us, and we appreciate it. Proud of you.
All right, anybody else?
Chief, I'll get to all.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. I'm Master Sergeant Rector, retired, and I first met Carl in Quito, Ecuador. I was the detachment commander of the Marine Security Guard detachment there. And my first day I arrived in Quito, I was in Tokyo, and I was looking forward to my retirement post, and they were going to send me to Bern, Switzerland, as my congratulations for a successful tour. But the situation had occurred in Quito where they figured they needed a master sergeant to go down and take care of. On my first day there, it was a 5-man detachment. My first night there, I fired and sent home 1 Marine, young Lance Corporal. The next day, I said I had to send home a second one. Headquarters Marine Corps said impossible. You cannot go from 1 in 5 to 1 in 3. And I said, well, either you let me fire this Marine or I'm going home. And they said, if you do that, you're gonna have to stand duty. no problem. I told them I needed 2 strong sergeants to get this detachment back online. The confrontation between the Marines and the embassy and the Marines was just the worst thing I'd ever seen in my Marine Corps career. It was just totally unsatisfactory, and I needed a strong detachment to get back on board. They sent me Carl Coates and Roy Chenard, and I let everyone know where I came from is from a leadership standpoint. I said, if any of you do anything wrong, or if there's a mistake made, I had best be the first one to know about it. Because if I hear about it through the grapevine, you're out of here. Carl and Roy took care of a lot of that. They all stayed in the Marine house. I stayed in another house with my family. So they were all there with the watchstanders. So a lot of things that happened, I never got to hear about because Carl and Roy took care of it. Well, when someone said, my wife said, oh, well, I've reconnected with Carl and he wants to talk to you. I said, Carl who? They said, Carl Coates. You mean Sergeant Coates? Marine Corps. Sergeant was his first name. I knew Carl. I said, okay, oh, Sergeant Coates. I said, okay, where is he? He's always down in Grapevine. Well, it was nice getting back with him. The 5 Marines when I left that were there, 4 of us are still in contact. We get along just great together. We're still good friends. And again, everyone talks about Carl, how detailed he is. You don't have to tell me, I know. I've had a massive effect on his brain housing group. Come here, Sergeant, let me talk to you. This is what we're gonna do this. Hey, but Top, we can do it this way. Excuse me, but if I wanted your opinion, I'll ask you for it. But in learning that you can learn no matter how high up you go in rank, always leave yourself open and available to input from young troops. So in my briefings, junior troops always go first. The Lance Corporal, you give your report first. Your senior people, you come last. So as not to influence the thinking. Where did I get that from? Sergeant Carl Coates. They Top, if you let the seniors go first, they're gonna influence what the juniors say. And I said, good idea, not a problem. Before today, the last time I saw Denise was 16 or 17 years old. That's how old she was. And she goes, I really like this guy. I said, Denise, he's a Marine. Don't do that. And she said, well, what if your daughter wanted to marry a Marine? I would tell her the same thing. Don't do that. Casey married a Marine.
Oh my God.
Okay, so like everyone who knows Carl, I love and appreciate the input I got from him. I'm happy he went on to have this career. My career in law enforcement was 9 months. I want to go somewhere else. But hey, I certainly appreciate the time I spent with you, and I'm happy for you and Denise to wait how far you've come together. And hey, just want to say thank you. You've been a great friend.
Thank you, Tom. I
Okay,
appreciate it.
no problem.